Sister Wives. Janelle Brown faced another difficult Mother's Day without her son. She's finding comfort in her memories. Sister Wives Season 19 star Janelle Brown lost a son in 2024, and she just had to endure another difficult Mother's Day without him. Janelle, who recently turned 56, has been through a lot over the last few years. She was the second wife of polygamist patriarch Cody Brown, but she walked away in 2022. After 29 years of marriage, Janelle decided she could no longer live with Cody. Their marriage was already struggling when the COVID-19 pandemic divided the family even further, and Janelle and Cody's marriage didn't survive. Sister Wives Season 19 is currently airing, and the show did a beautiful job of addressing 25-year-old Garrison's untimely death. Various members of the Brown family reflected on their love for Garrison as the family traveled to Wyoming to bury his ashes. Many of the Browns felt it is fitting that Garrison brought them together again. They all talked about how much they loved him during the episode, and it must have been very cathartic for them all. They remembered him as a loving young man with great comedic timing and a love for animals. Since Garrison's death, Janelle has been trying hard to mourn her loss in her usual stoic manner, but she's only human. No parent should ever have to bury a child, and the Sister Wives star has struggled to accept her son's death. She tried so hard to save her son while he was still alive. But sometimes even the power of a mother's love isn't enough. That was difficult for Janelle to understand and accept. During Sister Wives Season 19, Janelle and her daughter, 20-year-old Savannah Brown, were talking about the new land Janelle bought in North Carolina. It occurred to Janelle that Garrison had never seen the land before he passed. It was hard for Janelle to accept that Garrison would never see her new farm or new home. Janelle's beloved son would never see the new life she was building for herself. Cristin had a special bond with Garrison. She knew him from the moment he was born. While the family was growing, Janelle worked, and Cristin did the lion's share of the childcare. She helped raise Garrison, and he was with her every day, so they had an unspeakable bond. After leaving Cody, Cristin met and married David Woolley, but she stayed close to Janelle and her children. During Sister Wives Season 19, Cristin told David more about Garrison. She was glad that Garrison had come to her wedding to David, but was devastated by the fact that he'd never be at any other family weddings. Though Garrison wasn't Cristin's biological son, she was like a second mother to him. It's probably a comfort for Janelle to have Cristin to lean on during difficult holidays like Mother's Day. The spring sunshine filtered gently through the windows of Janelle Brown's Flagstaff home, casting soft golden patterns across the floor. Outside, the desert air buzzed with signs of life, chirping birds, budding flowers, and children playing in the distance. But inside, the house was still. Mother's Day had arrived, yet again, with a hollow ache wrapped in memories that clung to Janelle's heart like morning fog. It had been over a year since her beloved son, Garrison, passed away. And while time had carried her forward, gently nudging her through the routines of life, grief remained a constant companion, quiet but persistent. This Mother's Day, like the one before, wasn't marked with handmade cards or phone calls filled with love and laughter. It was marked by a deep stillness, an absence so loud it echoed in every corner of her home. Janelle sat on the worn leather couch, a photo album spread open on her lap. The images told the story of a family once brimming with chaotic joy, camping trips, birthday parties, Garrison's gap-toothed smile as he held up a lizard he'd caught in the backyard. She ran her fingers across the glossy page as if she could reach through time and hold her son once more. She'd spent the morning in solitude, sipping her coffee slowly, staring out at the sky that Garrison used to admire on their hikes. In recent months, she had taken up hiking again, choosing trails they once explored together. She'd wear his old army jacket, a bit too big for her frame, but it gave her strength. It smelled faintly of cedar wood and sun. His scent, and on the trails, she could almost hear his laugh echoing off the canyon walls. Cristin had called earlier, her voice soft and filled with concern. "You doing okay today?" she had asked, knowing full well the answer. "I'm hanging in," Janelle had replied with a small smile, grateful for the support. Cristin had always understood her in ways few others could. The sister-wife bond, though strained in other areas of their polygamous past, had become a true sisterhood between them, especially now, as Janelle leaned on her friend through unimaginable loss. The other kids had reached out too. Gabriel had sent a bouquet of wildflowers he picked himself, knowing his mother preferred them over roses. Maddie had fast-timed with the grandkids, their giggles filling the screen, a momentary balm for Janelle's aching heart. Logan, ever thoughtful, had sent a handwritten letter recounting a story from childhood. A snowball fight where Garrison had accidentally hit Cody in the face. They'd all laughed for days over that one. But even with those sweet gestures, Garrison's absence loomed large. It was in the silence that followed the calls, in the empty seat at the dinner table, in the unopened bag of trail mix she found in the pantry with his name scribbled on it. Later in the day, Janelle made her way to the backyard garden, where a stone memorial sat beneath the juniper tree. She had placed it there last spring, inscribed with Garrison's name and a quote he loved. "The mountains are calling, and I must go." A small potted cactus bloomed nearby, its bright pink flower standing defiantly against the desert soil. She knelt by the memorial, brushing away a few fallen leaves. "Hi, sweetheart," she whispered. "I miss you every day." Her eyes welled with tears, but she let them fall freely. There was no need to be strong here. No cameras, no pressure to present a brave front. Just a mother, grieving her son, surrounded by the memories of a life once full. And yet, even through the sorrow, there was comfort. Janelle had always been grounded, practical, steady, strong. But in the past year, she discovered a different kind of strength. One that came from honoring her grief, from allowing space for the pain, and from finding joy in the memories that had once brought laughter. She remembered how Garrison used to bring her breakfast in bed on Mother's Day, slightly burnt toast and orange juice served with a proud grin. He'd present it with a crumpled card he made at school, scribbled in marker and glitter. "To the best mom ever," it would say. She still had every one of them, tucked safely in a drawer. After some time, she stood and returned inside, the familiar creak of the door reminding her of years past when Garrison would barrel through it, tracking mud and mischief. She paused in the entryway and looked at the living room wall where a new framed quote hung. Maddie had sent it as a gift. "Grief is just love with nowhere to go." That line struck Janelle deeply. Her love for Garrison hadn't gone anywhere. It still pulsed through her, in the way she tended her garden, the way she hiked their favorite trails, the way she told stories about him to the grandkids so they would always know the uncle who made everyone laugh. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, Janelle made herself a cup of tea and sat outside. The sky turned soft shades of purple and gold, the kind of evening Garrison used to call desert magic. A breeze rustled the branches overhead, and for a moment, Janelle closed her eyes and let it wash over her. She didn't have all the answers, and she knew there would be more difficult days ahead. But she also knew that Garrison lived on, not just in photographs or memorials, but in the very fabric of who she was. In the resilience she showed, in the way she loved her children, in the laughter that still bubbled up when she remembered one of his goofy jokes. This Mother's Day wasn't about celebration. It was about remembrance. It was about love that transcends the physical world. It was about holding onto the memories that mattered. As twilight settled, Janelle whispered into the wind, "I love you, Garrison. Always." And somewhere, in the rustle of the trees or the shimmer of the stars, she felt him whisper back.